Show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Bass in your face. Bass in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Latino Diaspora. First of all, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year, belated Christmas, belated Kwanzaa, belated Hanukkah. Okay. Um, Now, let me explain to you what's the purpose of this channel. Here we discuss issues pertaining to Latinos residing in the United States. Okay. Right now, I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, the subscriber mode has been enabled for the first 5 minutes, meaning if you're not a subscriber and if you wish to enter a comment in the chat, you will need to subscribe to the channel. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who've already subscribed to the channel, whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning or just recently joined. We appreciate your love and support. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media, as well as those who allow me to enter into your devices, and those who watch from the clouds, even the haters. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notification to all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, as you can see by the thumbnail, the topic for tonight is it over for TikTok? I'm going to explain to you what's the situation and give you the latest situation regarding TikTok. But before we do that, we're going to have another episode of In My Words. Now, tomorrow is the date where Judge Ron Marchand will issue his sentence to Donald Trump regarding his conviction, regarding the 34 counts that he was found guilty regarding business fraud. Now, today, actually this week, he went to the Supreme Court in order to ask them for the intervention to have him delay the sentencing. Well, the Supreme Court said no. So Donald Trump will be sentenced tomorrow. Now, in all fairness, what's going to happen is, of course, he's not going to go to jail. He's not going to pay a fine. He's definitely probably won't get any community service. However, it'll go down that he is a convicted felon. Okay, which is something that he is not exactly too happy about. Okay, I get it, he's not happy about it, but in all fairness, okay, he's making a big deal of he's making a big deal of nothing because of the fact, A, he's not going to be sentenced. He's not going to go do any jail time. He's not going to pay a fine, and he's probably not even going to get community service. Okay. So, and considering how they went out of his way to favor this person, it's beyond recognition. Now, I know there are people that still upset about the fact he was convicted. Well, and that some people felt it was a witch hunt. Well, I mean, you can say and believe whatever you wish. The fact of the matter, there was enough evidence presented um, to have a trial, and there was enough evidence to prove that he was found guilty. So that is the reality. Okay. Now, I hope all of you had a wonderful holiday season. It's been a couple of weeks since I have created any content. It does that I decided to take a hiatus, so to speak, to try to change the focus. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be expanding the topics. Um, I'll be talking about different things which can have either a direct effect on Latinos or indirect response or effect. In this case, TikTok, because we do have um, people, mainly young people, who are on TikTok. Some of them they actually do live streams on TikTok, and then there are those who make money. How? I don't know, but they manage nevertheless. Okay, and basically, I spent Christmas Eve with family. Okay, Christmas Day I was at a luncheon uh, in Manhattan for senior citizens because I am technically a senior citizen. I'm over 60 years old. And then New Year's Eve, I was in Times Square. Well, actually, I was indoors in Times Square, participating in a New Year's Eve party, which I had a wonderful time. And of course, I attended a Three Kings luncheon. Almost forget, and it was a little late. Pero feliz Dia de los Reyes Magos. Happy Three Kings Day. So, of course, the holiday season is over. Um, Next thing we'll be talking about is Valentine's Day. And of course, that's the time that we remember the people that we love. Usually that's directed towards the women, and we have to give them flowers and candy and jewelry and all that kind of stuff. But really, Valentine's Day is meant to show, it's a sign that it's a time of showing love and friendship. But in either case, it is what it is. Um, and of course, the playoffs have begun. So now there's been 14 teams that are currently in the NFL playoffs. We shall see what happens. Of course, we know some of the teams are obviously not going to make it any past the first round. There'll be some that will get past the second round, and of course, waiting for the big game, which is Super Bowl 59, I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but in any case, it'll be interesting to see which two teams make it to the Super Bowl. Now, for those of you who are not into football, basically it's a bunch of muscular guys crashing into each other, trying to move a football across the field so they can score a touchdown. And it can be violent. So, with that being said, we're going to get into the main topic. Now, before I continue, let me just state for the record that the link to join the panel has been pinned. So anyone wishes to hit that link and express their opinion regarding the topic at hand, they can do so. Let me make this perfectly clear as I always do. And this is the same thing applies with my main channel. If I've never seen you before, if I've never heard from you before, I will insist that you come up in the backstage just to make sure that no one tries to flash anything inappropriate, which would cause the people of YouTube to take down their stream. Now, the situation with TikTok is this. Okay, there have been issues that was raised by the Biden administration that they believe that the Chinese government can use TikTok to gain access to our confidential data. Okay. which is laughable because look, we have literally hundreds, if not thousands, of companies that somehow, some way, they get they get they get information from our telephone numbers and our emails, and then they use that information to try to get whatever information off us. Okay, so are we going to go? So, and this is the issue that I have regarding the ban of TikTok. To me, that's censorship. Okay, and the problem is, how do we know that they won't try to censor the other platforms like Facebook, like YouTube, like X, or like Instagram, or any or Rumble, or Twitch, or any other platform? This is the issue what I have with it. Okay. Now, in all fairness, there's other people that are doing streams as we speak. So, and of course, I expect that the viewers will be a small number. Hopefully, hopefully there'll be people that will catch this on the playback. So, what I'm going to do is give me a moment. I'm going to share an article, and of course, just so you can see. And of course, a huge shout out to all those who are watching on TikTok. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a moment. So this article came from the ABC News website. Okay. So here's the headline. While awaiting decision on potential ban. The fate of TikTok is keeping creators and small business owners in held their livelihoods. Will TikTok be banned this month? That is the pressing question keeping creators and small business owners in anxious limbo as they wait a decision that could upend their livelihoods. The fate of the popular app will be decided by the Supreme Court, which will bear arguments on January the 10th over a law requiring TikTok to break or face a U.S. ban. At the heart of the case is whether the law violates the First Amendment, with TikTok and its creator allies arguing that it does. The U.S. government, which sees the platform as a national security risk, for creators, the TikTok doomsday scenarios are nothing new since President-elect Donald Trump banned the platform through executive order during his first term. But despite Trump's recent statements indicating that he didn't immediate as it is now, with the Supreme Court serving as the final arbiter. If the government prevails, as it did in the lower court, TikTok says it will shut down its U.S. platform by January the 19th, leaving creators scrambling to redefine their futures. A lot of my other creative friends, Gillian Johnson, who benefit financially from TikTok live feature and rewards program, which help creators generate high revenue potential by posting high quality original content. The 22-year-old filmmaker and recent college graduate uses her TikTok earnings to help fund her equipment for projects such as camera lens and editing software for the short film Gambit and Awaken My Neighbor. Johnson said that the idea of TikTok going away is hard to accept. Many creators have taken to TikTok to voice their frustration, grappling with the possibility that the platform they invest so much in could soon disappear. Online communities risk being disrupted, and the economic fallout could and have left full-time jobs to build careers and incomes around their content. For some, the uncertainty has led them to question whether to continue creating content. I've been thinking about quitting. But Nika Bartoli, Vice President of Sales at the Influence and Marketing Factory, said the creators that interacted with her have not been too worried since the news about a potential TikTok ban has come up repeatedly over the years and then died down. I think there's a good chunk of it think it's not going to happen, said Bartoli, whose agency works to pair influencers I got kicked out of StreamYard. So let me just share uh, my screen again. Come on. Okay, let me just summarize so I don't have to end up reading the whole article again. Basically, um, the case regarding whether or not TikTok will be banned has gone before the Supreme Court, where they're going to hear arguments. Okay, so on the one hand, who argue that banning TikTok is censorship. And then you have our government who's stating, well, TikTok should be banned because it is a security risk. And basically, hello? Okay, I apologize. It seems like this is going to be a struggle stream tonight. I'm going to try one more time to share my screen. If not, I'm going to have to read it the old fashioned way. One more. Okay. So just to recap, okay, just to recap the situation. Um, the Supreme Court is hearing this case regarding the ban. And on the one hand, you have those individuals who argue that banning TikTok is censorship. And then you have, on the other hand, the government um, arguing that no, it's not censorship, but it's needed for security concerns. And unfortunately, I'm having problems downloading this. So, oh boy, this is going to be one of those days, folks. Okay. Now I'm good. Okay. Now Trump, for his part, has already asked the justices to put a pause on the ban so he can weigh in after he takes office. In a brief written by his picks for Solicitor General, Trump called the First Amendment application of TikTok ban sweeping and troubling, and said he wants a negotiated resolution to the issue, something the Biden administration had pursued to no avail. While waiting for the dust to settle in Washington, some creators are exploring alternative ways to promote themselves or their businesses, encouraging users to follow them on other social media platforms or investing more time producing non-TikTok content. Strategizing her next move and exploring alternate opportunities. While she hasn't found a place quite like TikTok, she began to spend more time and YouTube, both who are expected to benefit financially if TikTok vanishes. According to a report from Goldman Sachs, the so-called creator economy, which has been fueled in part by TikTok, could be worth $480 billion Good evening, DG Juju. Thank you very much for stopping by. And again, I do have to apologize. It's just that I didn't having technical difficulties with my internet. I'm trying to share an article. Basically, discussion for tonight is the will TikTok be banned? Just to give you uh, an update as far as what's going on. Um, this case has been is presented to the Supreme Court, where on the one hand you have uh, the owners of TikTok and you have other content creators who are arguing that this is censorship and the ban should not take into effect. And then you have the current administration that arguing that that this ban should take into effect because of security concerns. Okay. Now I have a huge problem with this because if they ban TikTok, they might try to ban other platforms. They might try to ban Instagram. They might try to ban Facebook. They might try to ban YouTube or X or whatever, or X or any other, or Twitch or Rumble. So that's why I have an issue with that. And just to let everybody know, uh, my friend DT Juju has her own YouTube channel where she produces a lot of great content. So I'm going to ask that you please show some love, check out her content, and subscribe to the channel. Okay. I'm not going to try to, I'm just going to read it because, and then I get kicked out of StreamYard. So let me just continue the article. A year after joining TikTok, the 30-year-old Han Hurst, who saw plans, said his sales doubled, outpacing the transaction he struggled to gain on Instagram. He built his clientele through the live feature on TikTok, which helped him sell more than 77,000 plants. The business has thrived so much, they say now employs 5 people, including his husband and mom. Okay. Billion Dollar Boy, a New York based influencer marketing agency, has advised creators to download all their TikTok content into a personalized portfolio, which is especially important for those who primarily on the platform, said Edward East, the agency founder and group CEO. This can help them quickly build their audience elsewhere. Plus, it can serve as a resume for brands who might want to partner with them for product advertisements, East said. But still, the deadline of January 19 comes around. East said creators should continue to post regularly on TikTok, which has 170 million month US users and remain highly effective in reaching audiences. If the Supreme Court does not delay the ban, Trump is asking them to do so. App stores and internet service providers will be required to stop providing the service to TikTok by January the 19th, which means anyone who doesn't have a TikTok on their phone will be unable to download. TikTok users will continue to have access, but the provisions which will prevent them from updating the app will eventually make the app unworkable, the Justice Department said. TikTok said the court document that it estimates 1 month shutdown will cause the platform to lose approximately 1/3 of its daily users in the US. The company argues the shutdown, even temporarily, will cause an irreparable harm, a legal bar by judges to determine whether the breaks in the law are facing challenge. Under 3 weeks, Americans will know if the Supreme Court agrees. And we're going to park it here. So, okay. So, if you have TikTok app on your phone, you'll be able to continue to produce content for a while. Unfortunately, it's going to get to the point when you're not going to be able to do so. Now, in all fairness, you have people who made up a lot of money. Okay. They're going to have to find another way to create that income. Okay. Whether it be through Twitter, or kind of like X, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Instagram, or what have you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read here one article because I am not going to spend half the stream trying to get accidentally kicked out and then try to get back in and what have you. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Now, I'm just going to read another article. Unfortunately, I can't share because my computer will not let me. It's on NBC News website. Okay. In the headline, Justice Department urges Supreme Court to reject Trump's push to pause TikTok ban. So we're going to get into the article. This was written, today is the 9th, so it was written 5 days ago. The Justice Department on Friday urged the Supreme Court to reject President-elect Donald Trump's request to delay the implementation of a law which would effectively ban TikTok in the U.S. or force its sale by its Chinese parent company by January the 19th. The latest filing in the Supreme Court comes after Trump's lawyer, D. John Sawyer, asked the court to pass the law beyond the deadline to give the president-elect an opportunity to pursue a political solution to the questions at the issue of the case. The DOJ argued that the Trump filing took no position on the First Amendment question, which is the basis of the lawsuit that the Supreme Court agreed to hear on a fact-check basis. TikTok and its parent company ByteDance sued to try to stop the implementation of the law, arguing it violates its free speech rights under the First Amendment. The DOJ said that granting Trump's request would equate a temporary injunction, which could only be implemented if ByteDance established a likelihood that it will win the case, but that the company has not done so. The Justice Department also backed ByteDance, tackled ByteDance's First Amendment argument head-on Friday's filing. The act does not warrant heightened First Amendment scrutiny because it does not impose a burden for any cognitive concern with First Amendment rights by ByteDance, its U.S. subsidiary, or TikTok users, the lawyers for the department wrote. The act satisfies any level of First Amendment scrutiny, and this court should uphold it, they said. If the Supreme Court doesn't act by January the 19th, or sides with the U.S. government, TikTok will be banned one day before Trump is inaugurated, something he pointed out in his own filing in the case late last month. President Trump takes no position on the underlying merits of this dispute. Instead, he respectfully requests that the court consider staying the act's deadline for divestment of January 19, 2025, while considering the merits of the case, Sawyer wrote. Still, on his own social media platform, Truth Social, Trump has been outspoken in his opposition to banning TikTok. On Friday morning, he wrote, why want to get rid of TikTok? Alongside a digital graphic showing that his TikTok account has received more views than the accounts of Vice President Kamala Harris, the conservative commentator Charlie Kirk, Fox News, and pop stars Taylor Swift and Beyonce. NBC News has not independently verified the accuracy of this. The Supreme Court agreed to hear arguments on the case on January the 10th, just 9 days before the app is set to be banned under the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Control Application Act, which passed Congress with bipartisan support last year and subsequently signed by President Joe Biden. The law imposes a ban on the app only if ByteDance, a Chinese company, is still the owner of TikTok, effectively pushing ByteDance to sell the app to a U.S.-based company to allow the app to continue operating here. Nothing in the act will prevent a poster version of TikTok from presenting exactly the same content in exactly the same manner. The act targets control of a foreign adversary, not protecting your speech, a Justice Department lawyer wrote in Friday's filing. And we're going to stop it here. Situation as we speak. So tomorrow the Supreme Court will be hearing arguments regarding this situation. and then they will make a decision. Now, I could be wrong. I don't think TikTok will be bad. Okay. It's just my own, excuse me, it's just my own personal belief because the consequences is this. What's going to be next? Are they going to try to ban YouTube? Are they going to try to ban Instagram? Are they going to try to ban X? Are they going to try to ban Rumble? Are they going to try to ban Twitch? Are they going to try to ban Facebook and any other social platform because of so-called concerns of security? I don't think so. But in any case, that's just my humble opinion. And that and 290 will get you all right on the sunlight. Okay. Um, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to wrap this up. Um, I just wanted to give you my point of view regarding the potential ban of TikTok. Okay. I know there are people that are looking forward to the ban because supposedly there is garbage that being posted on platform. Okay, let me just state this: there are those who use TikTok to upload trashy content, okay, or content that that denigrates people and what have you. I get it. But we also mustn't forget the fact that are people who do upload content in TikTok, um, which has a positive message. Okay, you don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. Okay, what you do is okay. If you want to fix TikTok, make sure that the guidelines are applied equitably. Okay, and then what that does, it will get rid of some of the crap that appears on TikTok. Okay, I mean, there's some stuff on TikTok. I'm sorry. I just have to skip it because I cannot see it in good conscience. But you know what? It is their right to upload whatever the fluff they want. It's the same thing on any platform. And again, the fact that the Chinese government is going to be able to look into my TikTok account and for what? To find out what? But hey, that's it's amazing when you have people who are like 80 or 90,000 years old trying to pass judgment on a platform like TikTok. Okay, but then again, who am I? I mean, I'm just a YouTube creator. But in any case, um, I'm gonna stop to wrap this up. Um, I will go back to airing content on this platform once a week. I'm gonna try to talk about other things um, that may affect Latinos, but more of a general brand. Okay, and the reason why I have this channel because I could just as easily discuss this on my main channel. It's just that I wanted to create a separate channel where I can talk about issues pertaining to our community. So, in any case, play background, do your own thing. Okay, make sure that you're more than welcome to comment. Um, just make sure that you don't say anything derogatory or nasty because there's no place for it, and plus they'll get deleted. It is that simple. So I will be live tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. on my main channel. So I'm gonna have another episode of open discussion, okay, where I will be talking about several topics. I will give you my opinion regarding each topic. Of course, the audience will have an opportunity to chime in, and the audience will also have an opportunity to express any concern, any topics they want me to discuss, and I will do my best to discuss them. There might be some topics where I don't have a lot of knowledge, and I will state so accordingly. But in any case, I'm glad to be back on this platform. And of course, I'm going to close the same way that I always close. Is we must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do that, we will be infected by the stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Latina Diaspora. Wishing all of you a good night. Take care. Excuse me. And peace.
Be strong.